This is my 1999 Lexus ES300. I bought this car used about 15 years ago with, I think, 40,000 miles on it, and I got it out the door for $14,000. It was my daily driver for many years until I switched over to the Chevy Volt maybe a year and a half ago. It now has 350,000 miles on it. So this car has seen a lot of action and still running fine. The ES300 was the entry level for the Lexus brand at the time. It has a fair amount of luxury features, power seats, basically power everything, but it doesn't overdo it. The ride is very smooth. The current Lexus models have a much stiffer ride. I guess people prefer that now, but I don't. I love the smooth ride. So we currently have a brake light that stays on even when the parking brake is released. There are a few possible reasons for this, but the first thing to check is the brake fluid level. Now it's easy to do. First, we pop the hood. Then we unlatch the hood and put it up. Now in this car, the gas props that typically would hold the hood open are worn and need to be replaced. The car is so old, I keep expecting it to die. So, I don't spend money on things like, these props. But maybe I will someday. I don't know yet. So I use this stick. I've got this really long stick that I use to keep it open, and it seems to work just fine. I am very careful with it, though, because, if this hood drops on you while you're working on the car, that's not going to be fun. Looking at the brake fluid reservoir, you can see that the level is at the minimum. Now, ideally, you'd want to check this while on level ground. My driveway's a little bit on a slope, but I can still tell that it's low, pretty much at the minimum recommended level. The type of brake fluid required is written on the cap. So I went to the local auto parts store and spent $2.50 on the smallest bottle of brake fluid that they had. You simply remove the cap and add fluid up to the maximum level. The cap is a flexible rubber type cap. It doesn't screw on. You just kind of pry it open a little bit with your finger, one side at a time, and it just comes right off. Carefully break the seal on the bottle. I used gloves here because this stuff can harm your skin. Now when you go to pour the fluid into the reservoir, you definitely should be using a funnel, but I always forget to get one while I'm at the store. But I'm just going to be really careful and just go for it. All right, so we put the cap back on. Close the hood. And see if the light turns off when we release the parking brake. And there we go, problem solved. Now let's take it for a test drive, make sure that everything's fine. I'm gonna Go nice and slow. Make sure the brakes still work. Definitely do this on flat ground if you can, but I've already used the brakes once to back out. Here's a speed bump. Yeah, brakes are working fine, and it's just that easy. Cost about $2.50, and I have some fluid left over.